Hey everyone, Psychedelic here. Welcome back. Today I'm going to be sharing 4 online finds. I just got quite a diverse mix of material here. Each individual album is pretty different, so got one that's neo-psych, kind of on the country rock side, one that was kind of a blind buy, and one that is psych from another country that I'm just now diving into, apparently. But before I get to that, I want to kind of dedicate this video to who I call my little brother. He's actually my hometown pet. He actually passed away today. I just found out 5 minutes ago, and so I'm kind of feeling down about it. But you know, I love cats, and so I still haven't found one of my own. Kind of working on it, see if I can have one here, but. Yeah, this cat has been with me for 13 years, so I was 13 when we first got this cat, and so you can imagine how attached I was to him, and he's been with me through all my high school years, my college years, and then 5 years after college to this day. So I have a picture of him here. His name is Taz. We call him all kinds of names, but this is probably taken maybe 3 or 4 years ago maybe, at Christmas, and that's actually when he was cooperating in front of the camera. But yeah, he's my little brother. I call him that because I'm the only child of my family, so he's been kind of a companion to me, so it's really sad finding that out. I hope there is an afterlife for pets like him. He went kind of downhill pretty fast. He had sort of like this cancer, sort of like, looked like kind of like a cold sore on his chin, and he's had that for maybe about a year and a half maybe. It just kind of kept growing worse, and you could tell it was kind of decaying because he would smell, and apparently he sounded very weak. He's still living with my parents, and yeah, they had to put him down today. And he was 17 years old, so lived a pretty good life. He'd been pretty pampered, we took very good care of him, and he was an indoor cat, but he loved to go outside, and just kind of a sad sad day learning about his passing. So I'm sure more emotions will come up later on, because I do love animals, especially cats. They just have some kind of a, I grew up loving cats as a kid, so I just have a special attachment to them. So this video is dedicated to Taz, and hopefully at the end of this video I'll post a little picture of both of us when we were younger. So yeah, sad day. But let's move on to the music. Just wanted to kind of share that because I felt it's important to me, and so he meant a lot to me. I don't know if I've ever mentioned him in past videos, but yeah, special companion. So I'll start with the records that I bought from first to last, so like always. So this is like a neo-psych indie artist that I found out early this year. This is Michael Ralt, I think his last name's pronounced Michael Ralt, and this came out in 2018. And this is like indie pop, neo-psych, kind of light on the psych influences, but it's very singer-songwriter, folk pop, a little bit of power pop in spots, I would say. Kind of reminiscent of artists like Emmett Rhodes, very heavily Emmett Rhodes influenced, with a kind of Baroque pop and a lot of Beatles-esque sort of writing going on. But as far as like other indie artists, it kind of reminds me of Matthew Sweet, the Omaha native, and who else? Brendan Benson of the Raconteurs. Kind of reminiscent of those artists. Very power poppy and acoustic writing. And I love this album. This one's actually kind of grown on me ever since I bought this now. It really is a different experience when you listen to it on vinyl. It's on the Wick label. So yeah, it hasn't made a release in about 2 years, so he may have another album, but I haven't heard it. This is the hype sticker. You guys want to read that? And yeah, kind of like a modern day Emmett Rhodes, I would say. Kind of narrows it down. It's got some synth leads as well, and some violin, lots of strings going on. Some songs kind of sound alike, but the songs will stick in your head after a while, and they're all individually pretty excellent. So, picked up on that one. So, if you guys are looking into any alternative, modern day singer-songwriter mixed in with, sort of like late 60s, early 70s kind of songwriting, this is for you. So, very glad to pick that up. I've been listening to it throughout the summer, so it's excellent. And then this record I kind of took a chance on as well. I've heard a couple songs online on this MP3 site because I could not find any tracks on YouTube up until I uploaded some just recently. And this is one of those albums I looked on, Rate Your Music, and sometimes you can go through different labels, looking through the label's catalog. And I just happened to look up A&M, see what records I haven't seen before on that label. And there's quite a few, there's a lot of one and done efforts, and this is certainly one of them. I'm sure a lot of you guys probably haven't heard of this because it seems to have literally no reputation. It's a band called Stuffin. How fitting, right, for Thanksgiving? I joked online. Their second LP, Happy Thanksgiving, got shelved for a reason. But yeah, this literally has no background info on the band. On the back or online, there's just no indication of who the band members really are. And there's a couple covers on here. They do a cover of To Love Somebody, which is kind of Vanilla Fudge, done in a very Vanilla Fudge sort of version. And they got tracks like Mama Roo, Look and See, and they do a cover of Rolling Stone's No Expectations. And this one's got kind of a diverse mixed bag of styles too. It's got a lot of West Coast flavored psych trappings. It's not necessarily psych, but it's definitely of the late 60s, you can tell. And lots of pop moves and hints of dashes of jazz rock here and there. And of course some country rock, folk rock material. So overall, this is just pretty decent. It's nothing, you have to go hunt out or anything. This is still pretty cheap as well. You could probably find a copy for $10. But if you're into late 60s, and yeah, if you're into late 60s pop, it also reminded me of bands like, early Three Dog Night, and some Vanilla Fudge here and there. But otherwise, it's not very original, but it's still enjoyable for what I'm into. But it's certainly not for everybody. So I was glad to pick this up, rather cheap. I might keep it for a while. There are a couple great tracks. My favorites are Mama Roo, Look and See, and No Expectations. And those are the tracks I uploaded onto my other channel, Cosmic Minds. So if you guys want to check those out, I also put them on its Discogs page too. So this is also one that was kind of a blind buy. And the story behind this one was that I was just kind of scrolling through YouTube like usual, and sometimes on the sidebar these random songs from channels I visited will pop up, the music upload channels. And there's this one that specifically uploads hip-hop sampled music from the past, and so just happened to click on this guy named Gene Cotton, and as soon as that melody started, I'm like, I recognize this. I just couldn't believe it, and so I had to find a copy of this. So this is In the Gray of the Morning by Gene Cotton, and apparently he got rather famous after this album for doing a lot of like country pop tracks like Let Your Love Flow, and I had no idea who this guy was, but yeah, it's still in the shrink, and this is apparently from Best Buy, from the 99-cent stacks. The stacks at Turtles. Looks like there's a sticker behind the Best Buy sticker too. It says $1.99. But anyways, Gene Cotton. So this is one of his early albums. Singer-songwriter, and this is actually a reissue also on the Myrrh label, which did a lot of Christian-related releases. And there's a little bit of Christian writing on here. It was originally released on an independent label before they picked it up. But so yeah, the hip hop sample from here, the track is Apathy, which I'll probably put in this video somewhere. But it has a little vocal sample that it's known for. Man, I forget the hip hop artist's name. The song is called Sacrifice. I forget the guy's name, but I'll probably put it here in the video. That's who sampled it, and for 20 years, ever since that track's been released, nobody could figure it out, like where the sample came from. And he kind of sounded reminiscent of like a sort of an American Al Stewart, you know, with that kind of vocal going on. And it's definitely the best track on here. Right after that track, a track like Apathy has a track called American Indian Blues, which is a total racist country hoedown song. And it was almost like kind of cringy to listen to. I was like, what the hell did I just buy, you know? It was not a good track. It was not good. And then of course they end the album with or side one with Opry House Blues. And there's a couple tracks on side two that did work for me in the sort of like folk pop realm. He does have a nice voice, but sometimes it gets kind of hokey and really too mainstream for my taste. But for the track Apathy alone, it was totally worth it. And these are still cheap for right now, but I imagine they might go up in price due to that, you know, to that sample just being freshly discovered. So had to check the rest out because it just seemed like it was a totally obscure thing. So very glad I still picked it up. Might not be a keeper, but we'll see. Okay, and this last one I'm really stoked to talk about. This is one I've been after, you know, probably for like 4 years maybe. And I first discovered this album on Instagram from a friend, and you know, kind of gave it a listen on and off, and then I just finally decided, you know, what the hell, I'll just pick up a copy. And it was really hard to pick a copy between this and another album this month, and just decided to pick up on this. This is Macaulay Workshop Incorporated, and the band is called Macaulay Workshop. These guys were based out of South Africa, and they had quite a wild scene back in the early 70s, I would say. Definitely when they kind of psyched out in 1970, and that's what year this is from. And so there's another cat on the cover, Taz. Oh, I'm gonna miss Taz, man. Anyways, it was originally on the True Tone label, and yeah, this is an unofficial copy. And with this copy, I'm kind of disappointed in as far as its quality. I had no idea what it would sound like, but I noticed it was the cheapest reissue. It's on this blue True Tone label. Let's get a good shot of the label here. Yeah, so the pitch I noticed was a little high, but it's really no problem because I can adjust it on my player. But the sound quality was not very good. And usually sound quality doesn't bother me, but this one did a little bit. It just didn't sound very bright. It didn't sound very open, you know. It has a stereo sound, but it's just, even though it was kind of crudely recorded already, it just still didn't have a good master, you know. Didn't have a very good remastering. It just sounded like it was kind of dubbed on, you know, very poor tape or something. So yeah, we'll see if I'll upgrade. I would recommend, if you guys decide to pick this up, I would pick up the Missing Vinyl pressing, which came out, you know, quite a few years back now. But yeah, from South Africa. So they were kind of, I think one of the members described the album, you know, some of their biggest inspiration was from the Moody Blues and Sgt. Pepper, you know, a lot of those UK pop bands at the time. Some tracks kind of sound like Pretty Things, some go in a very folk-like vein with a lot of flute, and some actually have like a lounge flavor, kind of this exotic lounge flavor to it, and including my favorite track, Rush Hour at Midnight, is very good. And so this one does offer a lot of great material, and they first got the record deal with the opening track, Why Can't It Rain? And my other favorite tracks, and I would also say lyrically this band is on point. They have a lot of like apocalyptic sort of lyrics going on that, you know, kind of make you ponder a little bit, you know, make you think like, what are they actually talking about? Tracks like Head for the Moon and The Circus. There are a couple spots that are a little weak in spots, but doesn't really ruin the album too bad since it has a lot more stronger things going for it. So yeah, I do recommend this though. Macaulay Workshop Incorporated. It's just one you don't see people talking about, probably due to the cover. I've noticed, you know, when I post things online that people are just immediately attracted to covers and nothing about what I write, you know, my reviews on these records. So it's kind of a shame, but you know, it's all eye candy to a lot of people. You know, it's got to attract the eye to, you know, make people seek out these things, I guess. So, yeah, that's all I got. So, as far as like grails coming in the mail, oh yeah, there's one more coming in this year. And this is definitely going to be in my top 10. You better believe it. Yeah, another US Psych Grail. And this is definitely not on the level of like, you know, probably not on the same level as Morgan or Dragonfly, but it's pretty close. It's becoming pretty obscure, and you just don't see clean copies anymore. So, and I got this well under value, so I'm very stoked about it. And it should appear in my next video, we hope. So, hope you guys take care, and yeah, I'm gonna miss this guy. Don't know what else to say right now. It's just kind of, it'll all hit me eventually. So it's just, you hate losing animals, you know, when you're so attached to them. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get my own pet. So anyways, take care, and we shall see you soon.